what is the secret weapon of the Mongols? And usually when we talk about Mongol Empire, usually people talk about Genghis Khan and Genghis Khan's brutal, deadly conquest and his fearless soldiers, archers, etc. etc. And usually people tell that the Mongol Empire built the largest continuous connected pieces of empire in Asia, China, Europe, Russia because of Genghis Khan and his commanding power. But yeah, that is true, but that is only a part of the story. See, without doubt, Genghis Khan, one of the greatest warriors and greatest commanders in the history, in the medieval history, and because he united the divided Mongol tribes and made into a brutal and powerful force which changed the Mongol history. But one thing to remember, even the greatest commander cannot win a war through leadership alone. One more thing, one of the greatest mysteries in the military history is how a small group of nomadic tribes on the grasslands of Central Asia, that is the Mongol region, conquering territories stretching from Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe within only a few decades. Even the total population of the Mongol Empire is too smaller and lesser in number compared to the kingdoms and empires they defeated. During the early 13th centuries, the Mongol armies have defeated various kingdoms one after another. They conquered large parts of China and they destroyed the Khwarezmian Empire. They invaded the lands of Russia and also they reached Eastern Europe. How was this possible? Many people usually tell it is because of Genghis Khan, because he is a great leader, big warrior and a brave commander, etc. etc. Yeah, that is true, but it is just the part of the story. See, they won many battles because of Genghis Khan, but not only because of Genghis Khan. But even the greatest commander cannot win a war through leadership alone. See, leadership is an important thing, but it is not the only way or only thing to win the battles, to defeat the empires and kingdoms. It is just a part of the story. The true strength of the Mongols is something different. See, today traveling hundreds of kilometers is a very easy thing. There are many ways of transport, railways, roadways, airways, many things. But in the medieval times, moving an army from one place to another, it is one of the biggest challenges for every empires and kingdoms. So here, Genghis Khan understood one thing: time, speed. This is the most important thing to win a battle, to destroy a city or kingdom or empire. Because if we reach our place too quickly or too fastly than the enemies, we can take control of it. We can place the positions carefully, advancely, and attack the enemies. This is the only important thing which can win a battle. And this is what Genghis Khan understood, which the other empires failed to understand. And speed itself became the secret weapon of the Mongols. So basically what happens is, the enemy kingdoms will receive an information that Genghis Khan is approaching us and he is going to attack us. And they will think that, okay, we have enough time to prepare for our defense. But the thing is, they will think that Genghis Khan will come after 1 or 2 weeks. But within few days, Genghis Khan and his army will be standing outside of the city. Because they expected that, like other kingdoms and empires, Genghis Khan would march slowly and he will come to attack us. So that's where every empire failed and Genghis Khan won the war easily. So your speed won the battle so easily. And you can ask, so how could they be so fast? Power? Is there any superpower or any luck or something like that? No. Their speed system was based on one single animal, horse, the Mongol horse. You can ask, what is a speed system? Okay, every kingdom had soldiers and every soldier had horses. And what is different about this? Here the thing is, mostly warriors travel with only one horse. Each soldier will have a horse and they'll travel from one place to another. But animal is also a living thing. It will also get tired and it will be exhausted after few hours. And Genghis Khan understood this thing and he made a different tactic or different idea. In the Mongol army, each and every soldier will have minimum 3 to 5 horses and sometimes more than that. Especially the senior officers will have more than 5 horses also. So when they are moving from one place to another to a battle, they used to carry 3 to 5 horses and they used to ride one horse at a time. But After a certain point or after some hours, the horses would get exhausted. And the thing is simple. They used to switch from one horse to another horse, a fresh horse. And so by rotating the horses, they used to maintain a pace, and they used to reach as soon as faster to the enemy place. And this is the most important reason why the Mongols reached the enemy place long time before the enemies. And with the speed system, there is one more thing: logistical supply. See, you can ask, what is logistical supply? See, when they are traveling from one place to another, they won't have only soldiers and horse. There are many things. Usually, the other empires would carry everything, many things from one place to another. But in the case of Mongol, it is completely different. The Mongolian territory or grassland is one of the harshest environments on earth. Winters can fall below minus 30 degrees Celsius, while summers are very dry and intensely hot. So the people as well as horses raised in this kind of environment are usually tough. Basically, they're tough in nature. It was the partnership of the human and horse which made them to win the battle so easily. So first about horses. To the Mongol people, horse was not just an animal. It was like a companion. If there is no horse, the Mongol people would have remained as a scattered nomadic tribe across the Mongolian grassland. And the physical appearance of the Mongolian horse is not impressive. It is actually shorter in nature compared with the large, heavily built horses which were used by the European and Chinese soldiers. The Mongolian knights were comparatively shorter in nature. When the travelers or other kingdoms people saw the Mongol horse, they usually think that, okay, this is not a powerful, strong horse compared to the European and Chinese horses. But they were wrong. The true strength of the Mongolian horse is not its height or strength, nothing. It is endurance. As I said earlier, the people and the horses of the Mongolian tribe were naturally tough. They learned to withstand with little food. They can travel to a long distance without food. They can survive. They can withstand the extreme weather conditions. They want basic raw food because the horses can take care themselves. And so they didn't have the necessity to carry large quantities of logistical supplies with them from one place to another when they're going to a battle. And about the Mongol people. The Mongol people, as I said, the partnership between the Mongol human being and horses are like a companion. So the Mongols from their childhood, they start learn to ride the horses. When we are learning to walk at a particular age, they used to start riding the horses at that age. So if you are seeing in other medieval armies, the people used to come from a farming or agricultural background, and when they are becoming a soldier, they used to learn ride horses. But according to the Mongols, riding is not a special military skill or training. This is a part of their life. So the relationship between the horse and the Mongol people is something different. It is their way of life. So when all these elements combine, the results for the Mongols were extraordinary. But this was not enough because, see, the Mongol Empire is stretched for thousands of kilometers from Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe. So there should be good communication between the commanders and the soldiers. So at this point, Genghis Khan created one important communication system, which is called as the YAM system. I don't know whether I'm correct with the pronunciation, YAM or YAM, YAM, YAM system. How could he control the territories which is expanded to thousands of kilometers across Asia and Europe? So that's why this YAM system was created. The YAM system is nothing but it is a network of relay stations built across the Mongol Empire. It is located nearly 30 to 40 kilometers distance from one place to another. The work of the YAM station is so simple. They used to keep fresh horses, food, and logistical supplies. And whenever the officials of the Mongol Empire comes, they used to give the fresh horse and they used to send him. That's all. So without waiting for the exhausted horse to recover, they usually go on a horse and they will keep that horse there and they will take a new fresh horse and they will move back. That's all. Because of these relay stations, the official messages could travel hundreds of kilometers within a single day. And everyone can't use these YAM relay stations. It is reserved mainly for the commanders and military commanders, diplomats and officials of the Mongol Empire. Because according to the Mongols, information is wealth. Because if a group gets the which group gets the information as soon as faster compared to the enemies, they can organize everything efficiently and more advancedly. That is the concept of the Mongols. So long before the main army enters into the attack, the official commanders and detectives of the Mongol Empire usually goes to the place and they study about the terrain, rivers, routes, and the positions of the enemy, everything, and they inform as soon as possible to the soldiers. And that's why this was one of the greatest advantage for the military of Mongol, and they could simply, very simply win every battle continuously. So more than a strong military, Genghis Khan created many strong ideas. One of the most important ideas and systems are this YAM system and the multiple horse tactics and techniques. So when Genghis Khan died, his successors were so strong. They were not stuck because their leader dead, so they can't do anything. See, now in modern military there are various technologies, but even now the military school are teaching the Mongol Empire strategies and techniques, because the basic idea of Genghis Khan is move faster than your opponent. That's all. See, if you are usually when people hear the name Genghis Khan, they usually think about the brutal conquest, the deadly conquest of Genghis Khan. He killed this much people across the globe, blah blah blah. Many things are there. And the thing is, the true strength of the Mongol army is a carefully designed military system which is based on speed. The speed was based on the Mongol people and the Mongol horse. The Mongols proved that wars are not always won by the largest or the strongest army. Sometimes the victory belongs to the people who adapts quickly and moves faster. That is the real strength of Genghis Khan. The real strength was not a weapon or sword or something like that. It was speed.